Sexual offences, including rape, decreased during the first quarter of the financial year. Police Minister Bheki Cele released the latest crime stats in Pretoria.
Over 9,000 rape cases were opened between April and June. This is 500 less than the previous year. Despite this, most feel the country has become nearly unbearable for women. Let's discuss this further with Nomshado Ndlovu from the Greater Rape Intervention Program, or GRIP. A very good morning to you, Nomshado, and thank you so much for joining us. So, before someone would want to say, oh, well, that's great. It looks like the police are doing their job where GBVF and GBVH is concerned. One would then say, but we have cases where police, at least our previous guest, Kelvin Rafadi, was saying that we have cases where police tell victims, go back home and try and resolve the matter with your partner, be it physical abuse or even rape. Go back home and try and deal with it. So could that be one of the cases why we are seeing a decrease in numbers, is that police are actually not dealing with cases that are reported to them, or that in fact cases also do not get reported as they should be?
I will say both. We are seeing both of that because we're still having survivors that goes to the police to open cases, and yes, like you were saying, they are being told to go back home and discuss it as families, as family matters, and then the survivors will then go back home and don't report these cases. But still, we are seeing survivors reporting cases very late, and also it's because of societal challenges whereby you find that maybe someone has been raped by a family member, and when she wants to go back to the police station to report, then the family will say, no, let's sit down and talk it as a family. You don't have to go and report. That's what we are seeing at the moment.
You know, as you're speaking about this, Nomshado, it makes you wonder just about the professionalism within the SAPS to be even able to deal with cases of gender-based violence, of femicide and the like, because if it's not professional from within, right, if even whoever it is that is handling the case does not know how to do so with the respect and the dignity that the victim at the time deserves, what's the point then? So how professional are these institutions, and is the SAPS in being able to handle the cases of gender-based violence?
From what we are seeing at the moment is that those cases are reported at the CSC. And at the CSC, you find fresh police that are from college. They haven't received training on gender-based violence. They exactly don't know what to do. You can see even the statements that are going to court that a homework has not been done when the survivors were reporting these cases. So yes, it also plays a vital role at the first point of entry where the survivors are reporting these cases, because if then the police were so clued and informed on how to handle these cases, I don't think we will be sitting at the stage of gender-based violence of people that are being killed by their partners because they have been sent back home to talk about this as families. So I think we also need to shape up in the police service that whoever is in charge of domestic violence cases has received intensive training, so that at the end of the day, survivors are treated with dignity, they are being supported accordingly, and they are sent to hospital for medical examination, because sometimes you'll find that you will be walking on the street and you will see this person with blood all over her face, and she will be holding a J88. That person is from the police station, and she has been told to walk to the hospital for medical examination. So yeah, I think there's a lot that needs to be done at the grassroots level, at the police station where those gender-based violence cases are being reported.
I want to labor on the point of the factors that contribute to this decline in numbers in the second quarter. We've already touched on it to say that it is a matter of, no man, don't go to the police. Let's try and fix it as a family. That is a difficult one to deal with, because the matter never gets to the police. So let's say you do have police who do have the emotional intelligence to deal with a rape case as they should, but when the matter never gets to them because ugogo or umama says to the rape victim, no, don't go, let's try and deal with it, isazo to the family, how then do you deal with that? Because there are so many of those cases that people will never know about, that the police minister will never know about.
I fully agree with you. As GRIP, we also have a component of awareness raising, whereby we go out to communities, we tell them about gender-based violence, we encourage them to report as early as they can, because we know that for a rape survivor, she needs to report the case within 72 hours. Because if you have been raped, then you have to get the post-exposure prophylaxis. So you find that most of the cases are reported very late, and by then the survivor can't get the medication to prevent her from HIV infection. So we do go out, we do have community dialogues, whereby we include all the stakeholders, government stakeholders, where we go to communities to tell them, this is a crime, you need to make sure that you report it. I agree with you. There are a lot of cases that remains unreported, and it's because it's incest cases. I must also mention to say our stats are showing that most of our survivors are raped by people they know and people within families. Yes, we have to accept that survivors are not reporting, but then we are not sitting and not doing anything. We go out to communities, we encourage them to report. We even encourage the tribal authorities, because we know in communities, the first point of entry for people to report cases is that they will go to the traditional council, the indunas. So we also have them within our community dialogues to say, you know, if such a case comes to you, please make sure that you refer that person to the police station to make sure that the case is being reported.
You definitely have to continue having conversations like this, especially when it comes to gender-based violence in this country. It cannot be that we are colloquially known as the rape capital of the world. It cannot be. Nomshado Ndlovu, thank you very much for your time this morning.